guys, how are we doing? So, topic of today's video is how to peak for Olympic weightlifting. Now this is something I've experimented with myself, and you'll probably have to experiment a little bit with yourself as well, but I've got a few ideas on how you can attain maximum performance if you've got maybe an upcoming competition, an upcoming meet, or you just want to hit some new PRs and try and do a little bit better than you've done before. And this is really coming from my experience over the last sort of few months, and I want to share this with you, see if it gives you any useful insights. So, previously, I did a huge strength and power program. It was about 12 weeks. I finished it off, and I finished it off with a sort of typical deload week. So I took my weights down, and I did reps at around 60 to 70%, so my volume came down a little bit, but more than anything, my intensity dropped off just to allow my body to recover. My idea at the end of this was that I'd deload, test my PRs at the end, and all that extra recovery time, my body would do amazing, and I'd hit those PRs. Problem was, I didn't even get close to my other PRs. I think I tied my clean and jerk, and I think I was 5 kilos short of my previous snatch PR. So I was very confused. I was very confused by this, and I couldn't work out what had gone on. And I think the issue that I came across, that I experimented with afterwards, is I lacked two things: intensity and specificity. And I think this is so important, specifically to Olympic weightlifting, because the demands of Olympic weightlifting competition or PR session are not really, they're not physical. The reality of an Olympic lifting session, if you're going for a PR, is that you're probably only going to do maybe 7 or 8 lifts, PR, and then move on to your next exercise. So you might lift the bar 16 times in a session. You're going to be done in an hour and a half, and that is going to be your lot. It's going to be a very easy session, so you don't need to be as physically recovered as you might think you need to be. What you do need to be is you need to be psychologically prepared, and your body needs to be primed to lift heavy weights. So I think the mistake I made was that I backed off the intensity. So I tried something a little different this time around. I talked about it with my coach, and we came up with a different idea that he has had great success with working with other athletes in the past. And what we did is we dropped the volume instead of the intensity. So if we've got intensity here, volume here, we actually raised the intensity. So the percentages of my maxes went up. I was lifting at above 90% of my max. Actually 2 days before my PR session, but my volume went way down here. So rather than say doing 5 sets of 3 at 70%, I suddenly dropped into maybe doing 5 singles at 90%. So that intensity went up. I was really priming myself ready for the lifts. But because the volume was so low, my workouts became shorter and my body recovered really, really well. I actually found that I wasn't as hungry during the week when I was doing it. I just, stopped being as hungry. So I struggled, still trying to get my 4,000 calories in, but my recovery just got a lot better. I started just feeling more energetic, feeling primed, ready to lift the heavier weights. So that is what I'd probably recommend. If you're looking to peak for an Olympic weightlifting competition, then drop your volume and increase your intensity, and try and make it as specific as possible. So if you're doing a program with lots of different variety of assistance and accessory exercises, you're going to want to drop those down and scale them out so that basically the week or the couple of weeks beforehand, you're doing heavy snatch, heavy clean and jerk, and maybe heavy front squat. Although to be fair, I sort of think the heavy front squat is optional. Play around with that, see what you think. So that is basically what my recommendation would be. Start just hitting the 2 heavy singles. Heavy. Drop the volume way down. Keep those sessions shorter. Allow for loads of recovery, loads of sleep. And I think that is going to do you a lot better. For me, I just hit a 7.5 kilogram personal best on my snatch and a 5 kilogram personal best on my clean and jerk. And that is a week before I'm due to compete. So I've still got another week of high intensity, low volume recovery left. So I'm really excited to see how I do in that. Hope some of my insights can help you guys a bit. Maybe try and implement it in your own training if you're thinking of peaking in the next few weeks, and see how you get on. If you do try it, leave some comments below. Let me know how you got on, what your thoughts are. If you like the video, then hit the like button down there. And if you want to hit some more of these, then hit the subscribe button, which is somewhere around there. Chat to you guys next time.
Hey there, if you enjoyed the video and you want to get started on your own Olympic weightlifting journey, then click the link in the description below to sign up for your free 90-minute Olympic weightlifting analysis session. This is a session that can be done in person or online, and you are guaranteed to make some huge improvements with it. Also, don't forget that if you want weekly updates from the whole Character Strength squad, then make sure to subscribe.